Hi folks, welcome to another game here of Marvel Champions. Thankfully getting back into some rhythm with my recording here and getting some games in. Today I'm just going to take it nice and easy, or at least that's the hope. So I'm going to be taking Eric Lencher, or Magneto. And this is a deck that I just quickly put together. The whole idea behind it is, I suppose it's not too thematic, but thematic to the idea of Magneto willingly sacrificing the X-Men to his cause. In that way, really, it's just down to 3 events that I've included here. So that's your save of the day, which is the hero action. Discard an ally you control to remove threat from a scheme equal to that ally's printed cost. On top of Last Stand, that's the from Scarlet Witch. It's a hero interrupt. When an ally you control attacks, it gets +3 attack for that attack. After that attack resolves, discard that ally. And then go down swinging, also from War Machine. Another hero action. Discard an ally you control to deal damage to an enemy equal to that ally's printed cost. So my thinking in a lot of these instances is really just spamming allies, that sort of thing. And what I've included is keeping with the X-Men theme. So you've got basically Angel, Beak, Beast, Cyclops, Forge, Gentle, Havoc, Kid Omega, M, Mirage, Phoenix, Pixie, and Professor X. There's no real thinking about how they interact with each other. So it is a very, very basic deck that I'm trying out here. We'll see if it has any things that we can do or play around with. But yeah, that's basically it. Nothing too fancy. I'm going to be taking on Unus from the Unus from the Age of Apocalypse expansion, and just his standard stuff. I haven't really changed anything much in there. We're bringing in standard 3 as the difficulty, so nothing too intense. Gene Pool is already out, and of course the Infinites and Dystopian Nightmare are in there too. So with that done, let's get to it. So the setup, reveal the Gene Pool, that's done. In expert mode, we don't have to deal with that. Each player gets to face down and counter card. Let's flip you over. So this is the Hunting Gene Traitors. Prelate Unus and his squad of infinites scour the ruins of the X-Mansion for the enemies of Apocalypse. Forced response, after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place 1 threat on Gene Pool. Alright, and then of course the Gene Pool, permanent setup. Apocalypse uses the raw genetic material of his victims to create the infinites. The forced response, after an ally is defeated by anything other than consequential damage, place 3 threat here.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
So, with that said, these cards are going to be a bit of a, not a boon, a burden to us in this instance. But look, let's play it out and see how it goes. So I rather like this opening hand, but maybe, what do I like? I do like M being out, but maybe she's not the one to get out for now. My thinking with that is we're not really getting her response off, which is not ideal. So I may mulligan her. I may mulligan the magnetic missile. I may keep Beak. Remove 1 threat from a scheme for each X-Men ally you control. He's also, his response isn't doing a lot for us. So maybe, do we mulligan the whole hand? I might keep Power of Leadership. We might, yeah. I'll keep Power of Leadership and I'll get rid of everything else. And let's see how we go from this. There's the mulligan done. Nice. Now, oh, I do like this a little more. Pixie, Gentle coming in. A lot of our resources are here. But we might be able to get the magnetic bubble out too. I think really our main objective now though is getting this guy low. It's been a while since I played this scheme, but I do remember this absolutely sucking. So I think, yeah, we're probably going to, like, the power of leadership pays for Pixie. Pixie then pulls one of our allies back. We could get M back. Again, not really looking to get her into play too much, but we could use her and one of these to get the bubble out. And then we may... Do we have enough left for Gentle? We don't, but we should be okay. Let's run with this for now. Oh, and of course I'll have my additional card. So let's start in earnest. Turn 1, we're going to flip over to Magneto. I'm going to use the magnetic pull action, discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a magnetic card is discarded, and then add that card to your hand. Let's begin. 1, 2, here we go. That changes things. I do like getting the armor out early. But what order are we doing it? Well, I think first off, we're going to use the power of leadership. Double the number of resources this card generates while paying for a leadership blue card. So that is 2 resources getting Pixie into play. Boom. Okay, so that's done. Pixie comes in. Let's use her response after you play Pixie. Add an X-Men ally from your discard pile to your hand. Let's look at all these. Maybe Beak is the one to pull, because we're not going to be really playing M. So we just close that. Now, excuse me, how does that change what I want to do? I mean, I could get Beak into play here. And I could get the armor into play. Beak then is going to, after you play Beak from your hand, remove 1 threat from a scheme for each X-Men ally you control. So that is Pixie and Beak. We'd be able to remove 2 from this. Then we could use both of these guys to take 2 off, leaving us free to maybe punch through that tough, which is an interesting idea. We could sit on the armor for a turn, if only for the fact that we don't really need it right now. I mean, the magnetic bubble is possibly more useful in this instance. So let's do that. I'm going to go energy to pay for Beak. After you play him, remove from your hand, remove 1 threat from a scheme for each X-Men ally. I control 2 X-Men allies, so 2 is coming off of the gene pool. I don't think I'm missing anything that would block those, I think. That's fine. Then I might use Strength and Gentle to get the bubble into play, which I rather like. Now, I could thwart that off. Yeah, let's say I exhaust to thwart the 2 from this. I'll move that over a little bit. Then Beak could attack for 1 onto Unus, punching off that tough. And then we could use Pixie to hit for 2. I think that might maximize us out a bit here, or min-max it. Probably that's the wrong term, but she's going to take 2 consequential and does 2 damage. And then, of course, that does defeat her, so she is out of play. I think I'm okay with that. And, of course, then, after an ally is defeated by anything other than consequential, it was her consequential that took her out, so I'm okay with that. Let's move on. Let's go to the villain phase. Villain phase, turn 1. Part 1. 1 goes on to this. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, place 1 threat on gene pool. So 1 goes on to this then. Next, he is going to attack back. And I do have the bubble out. So that is going to sort us out for a retaliate. Let's do that. So I'm going to defend. And what do I do? Oh my god. This is how out of practice I am now. Yeah, I was thinking shadow cards from Lord of the Rings, so yeah. That's not it. He's hitting for 2. And he gets a boost after this activation. Resolves, place 1 pursuit counter on pursued by the past. So let's do the activation. He's hitting me for 2. I've defended for 2. I take no damage. And of course then we do get to retaliate for 1, reducing his hit points by 1. And then we'll do this boost. After this activation resolves, place 1 pursuit counter on pursuit by the past. 1 goes on to this. Lovely. That's that done. His activation is ready. And then, of course, we'll do our encounter card. Our encounter card in this instance is Infinite Prelate. Treachery. When revealed, Unus activates against you if the amount of threat on gene pool is at least 3. It is not, so I'm not too concerned with that. 6, he'd get a tough. 6, he'd get heal 3, and then he'd get an additional boost. Right, so let's put this over here for a second. He's going to attack me again, and this is going to be undefended. So we are going to absorb a bit of this from the magnetic bubble. So what are we dealing with? It is 2 plus this. I'm going to be stunned. If you were already stunned, take 2 damage. Let's give ourselves a stun status. So 2 to 2. That's going to put 2 onto the magnetic bubble. And we retaliate for another 1. Well, that was not meant to occur. I pressed the wrong button there. Not sure where that came from. I think we're good in all aspects of that. Anything else we need to do? Unus activates against you, so he has activated. We don't have any issue with the threat. The War Weary is there. Right. I think we can get rid of these. So with that, let's move on. We're on to turn number 2 of the hero phase. Now, I do want that armor to be out. Being totally honest. I get the armor out, and then I can use that, and then maybe we get Phoenix out. After Phoenix enters play, choose an X-Men ally. Ready that ally. That's not going to give us much because he can't. He can only really take 1 more consequential anyway. But maybe that's the play. So I'm going to use the armor. Let's use the Master of Magnetism to get the armor into play. Then we will do the magnetic pull. Discard cards from the top of the deck. 1. There we go. Oh, does that change what I want to do? It doesn't, because I'm stunned and I can't really use it. After you resolve your magnetic pull ability, if you discarded at least one of the following icons. So that would have been discarded, wouldn't it? Add that card to your hand. So yeah, that was discarded. Now it's added to my hand. And I think I get a... is there a +1 to my attack? Probably doesn't matter in this instance. I'm not going to be able to attack. Now, is Mirage or is Phoenix the better play? Phoenix has more health. 2, 1, 3 compared to Mirage, which is a 2, 1, 2. Mirage is Phoenix is the play. Ready that ally and heal 1 damage from it. Now, I can't ready him, but I can heal 1 damage. I assume that would be the correct order of things. But might I have that? Do you have to do both? Oh no, it's only before the cost, isn't it? So the only thing is before the cost is to choose an X-Men ally. And then after the cost is okay? Or maybe we do a last stand. We do a last stand. He punches through for 4. And then he's discarded. But that will give 3 here. And that does leave us quite a bit exposed. I mean, 3 on this is going to boost him to retaliate. Where do I stand on this? Maybe I'm overthinking this. I mean, the name of the game is killing him. I'm going to play it safe. We're going to go Phoenix. 1, 2, 3. That pays for Phoenix. After Phoenix enters play, choose an X-Men ally. Beak is the chosen one. Ready him. Well, he can't be readied, and I can heal a damage. I hope that's correct. I may be getting that wrong, that I should have to ready him to be able to heal him, but I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt in this instance and play it as I understand that. Now, what do I do next? I think we are going to use Beak to take 1 off of this. And I will use Phoenix to attack for 1. And we'll move on. Yeah, it's not worth going down at this point yet. So let's go to the villain phase. Part 1, 1 goes on this, and then another 1 goes on this. Then Unus is going to attack me. And I may just stay up and take the hit because I'd like to... Yeah, I'd just like to be open, I suppose is the best thing. So he's hitting for 2, 3 undefended. That puts 3 on here. 1, 2, 3. If there's at least 6 damage, so we're on 5, we still have the retaliate, taking 1 off of him. And this card is gone. And then we get our encounter card. Our encounter card is the Prelate Armor. It attaches to Unus. Forced response after Unus schemes, give him a tough status card. Hero response after you make a basic attack against Unus, spend a mental and a physical, which we have. To discard. So we can deal with that, I think. That attaches. There's no surge or anything, so yeah. We're now into the hero phase of turn 3. Well, I think what we will do, I will attack to get rid of that stun. Which makes the most sense for me at this point, I hope. Was after you make a basic attack against Unus. Well, I did have to get rid of that stun, so there's not much I can do in that instance. Beak is going to take 1 off of the gene pool, and that expends him. And then I think we'll have Gene just scheme 2 off of the main. And I will then use the magnetic pull, discarding cards until we hit a magnetic. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Oh, blast. After you make a basic attack, so that's got a response. We could just rip the armor off him in the next turn, which is what I think I will do. I'm going to use the Master of Magnetism and the Wrapped in Asteroid M, we'll say, to bring out the helmet. And I may just sit on these 3. It's not the most exciting turn. So yeah, let's move on. I think I'll stick with that for now. Part 1, 1 goes on here, 1 goes on here. Excuse me. And then he is going to attack us. I'm going to let it hit the bubble. It hits 2. There's no other thing here. Yeah, it's only a scheme. 2. After this activation resolves, place 1 pursuit counter or pursuit of the past. So 2 damage goes on here. When you would take any amount of damage, place it here. 2 goes on that. Then if there's at least 6, it's discarded. So it is discarded. And then we place 1 on pursued by the past. Done. And then our encounter card for the turn. Here we go. This is Endless Ranks. Comes in with 4. The infinites live up to their name. No matter how many you defeat, they keep making more. When defeated, place 3 threat on Gene Pool. And it has an acceleration icon. Interesting. Okay, so with that, let's move on. Excuse me, hero phase. How do I feel about this? Well, we are absolutely going to use the electromagnetic blast. And we can pay for that for at least 1. Going into turn 4 here. Just had a slight interruption. So, what am I thinking here? Well, we are 100% going to use the electromagnetic blast, and we are going to tear that armor off him by getting rid of one of these. Now, that's only going to remove 3. So with 3 being removed, we should be getting rid of stuff from somewhere else. the debate I'm having is, do we? Yeah, well, I mean, we've got plenty to pay for stuff, so I think our best bet is to use the magnetic pull to begin with. So 1, 2, here we go. The cape, lovely, exactly what I wanted. I'm going to use the genius to pay for the cape. Hopefully, start getting some extra player action in the next turn. Then I'm going to use Magneto's helmet and the wrapped in metal to pay for. No, I'm not going to do that yet. Excuse me. All right. Did I do that right? Yeah, wrapped in metal. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we use the double for this. Yeah, I'm confusing myself now, getting ahead of myself. Let's go 2 from this. Then we'll go Magneto's helmet. And no, I'm still not happy with that. Because I can attack for 2, she can only attack for 1. So if Phoenix schemes 2 off of this, and then we go 1 and 2 to pay for the blast, that will take 3 off of this. And if we remove the last threat from that scheme, which we've done, you may discard an attachment with a hero action or hero response. This is a hero response, so we've torn that armor clean off of Unus. And of course, this is gone as well. Now, what am I doing? I think I have to attack. This isn't after hitting a critical mass yet, so and she would be gone as well. This will hit a critical mass probably next turn. So really, I think we'll deal with that after. I'll attack for 2, taking 2 off of Unus, and we'll go to the villain phase. Part 1, 1 goes on this, another 1 goes here. Then he's going to attack me. Still plenty of hit points left, so I think I might just take this. Oh, and I never added up what I have, but I'm not using my defense, so... Well, actually, what did I discard before I used that? We had... We had the cape, wrapped in metal. Moves, wrapped in metal, Magneto, threat. I can't remember what I put in here. Well, with that in mind, that's on me. So I probably should have some boosted stats here, but I can't remember what they are because I made no note of it. We'll assume I have 2, giving myself the standard stats here, even though I'm not using them. So, attack for 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that sucked. And then the next card is my encounter card, which is Culling the Weak. Oh shoot, that's it. Let me go back. This should have 3, shouldn't it, from the getting rid of this guy. Yeah. So with that on there, Unus gains retaliate 1. Probably should have taken an extra damage from that attack, but I can't quite remember where I made that error. So let's go back. Let's try and deal with it and move forward rather than trying to retrofit everything back. Place 4 threat on Gene Pool for the Culling the Weak. 1, 2, 3, 4. That really accelerated. So that's done. Now, with that said, I think we're nearly in the right position here. Let's move on to turn 5. I gotta work on this guy. But what am I doing? Cyclops isn't a bad choice. No. But I think what we'll do first is we'll try to get this down. 2. Then I will use the pull. 1, 2. That was a mental and that was an energy. So that is attack and defense. I think it's or mental and energy. There we go. So that's handy to know. And then of course I can ready up with this. And I might as well take another 2 from here. And then it does seem like, I mean, we can use these 3 to get Cyclops in. We're not going to be attacking, but we can at least start threading down on this maybe. So we go 1, 2, 3 for Cyclops. Cyclops threats or thwarts for 2. And then I use this and maybe go down swinging to pay for the electromagnetic blast. And that should remove 3 from here. Okay, so that's not bad. And I may flip down. Is it worth flipping down? Yeah, I think we'll flip down in this instance. I'm going to flip down. Excuse me, we'll use Survivor. After you change to this form, shuffle the top 3 cards of your deck or discard pile into your deck. So we go 1, 2, 3 and shuffle. Now, with that done, let's go to the villain phase. Part 1, 1 goes on here. He's going to scheme for 1 plus 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Is there anything else going on here? Yeah, that's okay. And then the next card is the encounter card, which is the Infinite Hunter. 2, 3, 4. Infinite. When revealed, deal 3 damage to an ally you control. I only control 1 ally, so this Infinite Hunter has targeted and defeated Cyclops. With Cyclops being defeated, place 3 threat here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Interesting times. Now, with that, I think we're ready to move into the next phase. Oh, I mean, like, it is a wrapped in metal with a magnetic missile, isn't it? I mean, that's really what we're seeing here, which I would like to do. But I do have to recover for 3 first. And then I'm going to flip over. And I'm going to use the magnetic pull. 1. So that's the mental already there. 2. That's the... did I shuffle those? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Of course I did, yeah. Because all these guys came out. So that's okay. Now, we've got 4 in there. So he does have retaliate 1. That's okay. Oh, and that exhausts already me up. Excellent. What am I going to do? So, I mean, let's assume we get Beast out from 2, 3, 4. Beast comes out. But we can only afford to do one of these then. Whereas these are 2 and 3. So maybe we use these 2 guys to wrap in metal. We use this to missile him. And then we could use the Magneto's helmet and the electromagnetic blast to reduce these down. Which may be the play. I think that's what I'm going to do. So there might be a more efficient way, and I might even get more allies out if I did something different. But I'm going to go this way. We're going to go Kid Omega and Beast to wrap the Infinite Hunter in metal. Then I'm going to use Forge to play the magnetic missile, discard a minion wrapped in metal, so that's the Infinite Hunter, and deal 5 damage to an enemy and stun it. Right, so that's you gone, and you gone, and you get 5 damage and a stun. Now, I think we go to the next villain phase with that done. And with that done, he comes in with toughness. That was expected. If the amount of threat in the gene pool is at least 3, it is. So he does have retaliate 1 for now, but we should be able to deal with that fairly quickly. I'm going to thwart for 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to use the the helmet and go down swinging to play the electromagnetic blast and remove 3 from his scheme. I'll remove that from the main. I think we're in a healthy position to move forward. Hopefully I didn't make any further mistakes there. But like I said, it's been a while since I sat down to this, so let's move on. There we go. So my deck has run out. I'm getting an encounter card. And that is scaring me an awful lot, but we'll deal with that shortly. 1 and 1. Now he attacks, but he is stunned, so that is discarded instead. And we move straight to the second encounter card. First encounter card is Drawing Nearer. Forced response. After your turn begins, discard the top card of your deck. Place 1 pursuit counter on Pursued by the Past for each printed resource icon on that card. Okay, and then the alter ego action is discard an identity specific card from your hand to discard this card. Alright. Leave that there. We'll have to deal with that shortly. And then the Infinite Prelate, Treachery. When revealed, Unus activates against you if the amount of threat on Gene Pool is at least 3. So that's okay. He's just going to activate against me. And I think I will defend in this instance. No, I won't. I'll take it. I'll take it to the face because I will be going down to get rid of this obligation. So he's going to hit me for 2 plus 3, 4. That is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. And we are ready now to go to the next turn. Turn 7. This goes off. Discard the top card of your deck. Please do not be a resource. Well, it's a resource card, but there's only 1 on it. 1 pursuit counter for each printed resource. There's only 1 printed. Oh, okay. We're getting there. But that did suck. Now, let's thwart for 2 maybe. Ready up, and then come back. Thwart for 2. 1, 2. Then we'll use the magnetic. So that's our thing. Another one. Another one. Oh, that's physical. So I'm actually just going to put those there. So it was mental and physical. If they dying to go. There we go. That readies me up. Now, I could take 3 off of this, which I think is probably the safest play. Or I could attack. Knowing that if I attack to get the tough off. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That blasts through the tough. Then I may go 1, 2, 3. And I'll pay for this. And then we get electromagnetic blast. So 1, 2, 3. We'll do metal shards. Deal 7 damage to an enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not bad. Now, bearing in mind, though, that is going to go off again. So maybe, yeah, I flip down. With flipping down, we will shuffle the top 3. 1, 2, 3. Shuffle those in. And then I will actually delete... discard an identity specific card from your hand to discard this card. I'll discard the magnetic bubble to get rid of the drawing nearer. And with that, let's move on to the next phase, the villain phase. Part 1, 1 goes here, 1 goes here. He's going to scheme. This could go bad, but let's see how it works out. 2 plus an additional 1. 2 goes on here. And then after this activation resolves, place 1 pursuit counter on Pursued by the Past. Boom, we have hit the threshold here. After you place a pursuit counter here, if the number of counters here is at least 3 more than the number of players, remove each counter. If your nemesis minion is in play, it activates. Otherwise, flip this card over. Let's flip over. We know what we're doing, but let's just go through the motions. Permanent. After you flip to this side, find your nemesis minion and reveal it. Search the set aside area for your nemesis side scheme and reveal it. Shuffle your remaining side or set aside nemesis set into the encounter deck and flip this card over. So here comes Exodus, and then we have mutant or martyr for mutants, and then these 3 get shuffled into the deck. Done. So let's make sure we're not missing anything here. Steady, toughness, villainous. Forced response. After Exodus attacks you, discard cards from the top of your deck equal to his total attack. This could be game for us. Martyr for mutants. Side scheme. Magneto's former acolytes felt betrayed by their leader's change of heart about mutants, or mutant and human coexistence. When defeated, the defeating player discards the top 9 cards of their deck. Right. So, that was his activation. Since he's out here now, he activates, and he is going to scheme for effectively 3. He'll be scheming for 1, 2 for his normal, and then 3 for this amplifier. And then if this is 1, we have essentially schemed out 1, which it is. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have hit the threshold on hunting gene traders. And that is that. We've lost. So, well, these things happen, I suppose. Maybe a bit of better planning going forward, but maybe we'll try again shortly and see if we can do any better. Hopefully you enjoyed it, guys, and I know I made a few mistakes in there, but, well, just got to relearn the game. Outside that, hope you enjoyed it, and take care of yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.